Hello and welcome. Hey guys, I'm Brittany. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Brittany, and this is your VIP sneak peek video about auditions for Little Mermaid Junior. So, if you are working on getting bigger roles in theater, or if you maybe if auditioning just kind of stresses you out, or you're nervous, or if you're a parent wondering how to help your child prepare, you're in the right place. So, let's get down to business. First off, I think that we always wonder, what do I need to bring? What do I, it's like the stuff from home. What do I need to do? First of all, you'll need to bring your script, bring a water bottle because, we're going to be singing and talking, and it's good to have a water bottle in case our throat gets dry. And then you'll want to dress to impress. Make sure your hair is out of your face. Even this, I would pull my front hair back because it's just not a distraction, okay? It's nothing you need to mess with. We don't want to add things that we have to adjust. Make sure that you're wearing something you feel good and confident in. We usually say smart casual, which means like what you would wear to church, or something you feel and look good in, but you're still comfortable. Not gym shorts comfy, or not leggings. Okay, we don't want to wear any costumes. You don't need to wear a costume. You can wear pieces that are like themed towards what you're going for, or kind of like in the style of, but you don't want to come in like a full fish costume. All right, so that's that. I'm also going to give you the synopsis. I'm providing this paperwork with you. You have it already at your fingertips, but let me read it to you just so you know what's going on. So the synopsis of The Little Mermaid is, it's very, very similar to the movie, but I'll read it to you anyways. If you already know it, just skip ahead. Beautiful mermaid Ariel should be a happy girl. She lives in an enchanted undersea country. Her father is a king, and she has the most beautiful singing voice. But she is a passionate, headstrong teenager and wants what she cannot have, to live on land. When she falls in love with a handsome human prince, Ariel is more determined than ever to gain a pair of legs. But her only option is to defy her furious father and bargain with Ursula, the sea witch, giving her voice as the price of entry onto dry land. With the help of Flounder the fish, Scuttle the seagull, and Sebastian the crab, Ariel must wordlessly gain Prince Eric's love within 3 days, or lose her soul to the ambitious witch. Wordlessly, meaning she has to be able to act. She has to be able to tell a story, pantomiming with her body. All right, so that leads us into our next step, which is like, what should I be auditioning for? Who should I audition for? We always get that question, and I think it can be very overwhelming if you come in the first day and then you hear all this information. You're like, I have no idea. I like to sing under the sea. That's great. You can sing under the sea. But if you are looking to be a little bit more prepared than that, that's why we're doing this. First, when you open your script, there is a list of music, all the songs in the show. Then a couple more pages down, it shows you all the characters in the show. Look at that, characters. Okay, a lot of times we look at the characters and we go, oh, Flounder, I want to be Flounder. And we just kind of like get this in our head that we want to be Flounder. Maybe we like the movie, or maybe we've seen the show before and we really admired somebody who played the role, or maybe we just really like yellow and we want to wear a yellow and blue costume because that's going to be super cute. What I'm going to encourage you to do is look at the solos. Look at the music that the characters are going to sing, because that is usually one of the main factors when casting a show. So if you are going for Prince Eric, you'll have to do a little research, look through the script, and see what Prince Eric sings. And then listen to the music and see if you can sing it. Obviously, you're going to learn and we can teach you things. But if it's really not working in your body and it's just constantly going to be a struggle, then maybe look at a different one. Look at somebody else whose song you can sing, or you can sing confidently. Like, let's say you want to sing Kiss the Girl. Okay, maybe Kiss the Girl, you love it. It feels beautiful in your voice and you want to sing that. Great. That's going to be, I think that's Sebastian's solo. And then there are a lot of step out characters in that as well who might have solos in that too. Or Poor Unfortunate Souls. Okay, if you look at Poor Unfortunate Souls and you're like, this is way too low for me to sing, Well, sometimes we can make adjustments of raising or lowering a key sometimes, but that's only if we really, really have to. But it starts out and it starts very low. Poor unfortunate souls. Remember this song? Okay. So that is something to look at. So, and then with Ursula, that's her song. And then she also has to be a villain. So if you are naturally very smiley and it's very difficult for you to put on a serious face or to be like a powerful being, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, then you might want to go for a different character. If that is you and you're like boss, you can then that's definitely where you something you want to look into. We always get the question of, genders and can I be like flounder or okay, so most of them are just fish. Okay. And then if you come to your audition and you really wow and surprise us, and maybe we had thought that maybe we thought Ursula was going to be a girl, but you came and wowed us with your audition, and we were like, wow, we could turn it like this, and this is what we could do with this person and this person. You have the freedom to bring us that. You have the freedom to offer that side of you because like maybe you're really good at singing that song and it would be really cool. So this show, they're fish. Most of these people are fish. So we are able to we can sometimes make changes like that. I can't always because there are certain rules and just the way we don't want to have to change too much and make life difficult on you. But in the end, they're fish. You show us your best self and then let us put the pieces where they lie. Okay. Now, let's talk about some more specifics. The Little Mermaid. I know so many of you are going to come in and it's been your dream to be Ariel. Remember, there is a big cast and there's only going to be one Ariel. I know it's the hardest. It's so hard, but it's better to prepare for that now and understand and know that there are so many amazing roles in this show. There's a lot of actually really evenly spread out roles, which I love, and they all require different things. It's not just, you don't just get a specific lead because you're the best singer in the room, or maybe you're the best singer, dancer, and actor in the room, and you still might not get the lead. It's because it doesn't fit like that. What we do is we tell a story. If you're going to fit better in a different position, it doesn't mean you're bad or somebody is better than you. It's that this is how the story can be told. So sometimes in parental relationships or romantic relationships, it needs to make sense to the audience. We're telling a story, they have to understand. And my college professor always used to say, "Thou shalt not bore thy audience." And my thing is, thou shalt not confuse thy audience. If your audience is sitting there going, I don't really get it, then we're not really doing our jobs. And so some of that is with the casting. All right. So it's hard because we take it personally, but I'm trying to help you see that it's really not personal, and often it's not even your talent. It is all the other things. So let's say we have a father-daughter relationship like we will in this with King Triton and Ariel. It is likely that King Triton probably should be taller than Ariel. There are situations where that could be different, where maybe a smaller human can play off the role or really portray a mature, big character, and we can make it work and the storytelling still makes sense. But that's what it's about. Okay. So just here to tell you, it's about telling the story, and it's not always just who's the best, because we think you're all the best. Yes, you are. Each and every one of you, you're the best. And when we put you in places, we want you to succeed, thrive, but then also to have fun. Let's break it down specifically. First of all, we have Ariel. Ariel, she needs to sing in her audition Part of Your World. That is You have to be able to sing Part of Your World, and you have to sing all parts of it. Then we have Flounder and the Mer Sisters. They will sing She's in Love. If you're not familiar with the song, Google it. Spotify, YouTube. It's a little higher in a register, but then we'll use our harmonies. So that will be the Mer Sisters will dance a little bit, but really they need to be very vocally strong. And it's a great opportunity to work our harmonies and to play with different acting roles as well. Flotsam, Jetsam, and Ursula. They're the villains. They're the bad guys. So Ursula, like I said, has to take control. She wants to have complete power of the ocean. King Neptune already has power of the seas. Sorry, we're over in the Baltic. We're not in the ocean. We're in the seas. And so King Neptune has to be powerful. He has to have a powerful presence. And Ursula must have a powerful presence as well, where she's trying to take over the seas. Okay? Villain. I'm going to add this in there because often when we get villains, we only get angry stuff. It's like we're only angry all the time. But what makes a villain great is the villain is usually scheming and like thinking about when they're going to be the winner, right? So they have to be able to find joy in torturing and causing problems. So we have to see the joy and the deception, because she is sweet to Ariel. You know, she is treating her very sweetly. Oh, honey, I'm going to help you. That's what she says, but it's all a deception. So just because you're going out for a villain doesn't mean you're just mad. Now, Flotsam and Jetsam, they need to be able to move, and they actually need to be really strong actors. They come in and out throughout the entire show and need to be independent. So we're going to be looking for people we can trust, who know they're going to make their entrances and exits. And they have lines and they sing, and basically the opportunity is limitless there. You need to be able to move and just kind of always completing the picture. You're always spying and seeing what's going on and then reporting back to Ursula. So that's a great example of a huge role that you might not see in the script, but on stage you will see. And that's where it gets tricky when you're like, well, I only have this many lines. Yeah, but you have a lot of stage time. We have Prince Eric and Grimsby. So Prince Eric, he's a human. All right. Prince Eric, he starts on the ship with his human ship people in his castle. And then his loyal, I don't know, his assistant guy is Grimsby. And he sings the contest, and he's helping Prince Eric find a wife. Actually, sorry, he's not trying to find a wife. He's trying to find Ariel. And so they have this ball, and he sings this song called The Contest, but mostly he's always there for Prince Eric and for the helping and the better of the kingdom. But Grimsby needs to be a strong actor. He has a lot of lines. But then also sings. So that role, we can see a lot of different things. I feel like what you guys do is going to, like, there's not one specific thing we have to see for Grimsby. It can be, there's a lot of creativity there. So I'm excited. Prince Eric, I explained that. The thing about Ariel and Prince Eric is they do have to have a romantic connection. There will not be any kissing. Don't you worry. No kissing. There won't be any kissing at CFPA. No kissing in any of the musicals. But you do have to show a closeness. They use the words. Let me say this for you. You will need to portray a romantic connection with Eric or Ariel, showing a sense of admiration and infatuation, but there will be no kissing involved. Okay, so you have to be able to, there might be hand holding or shoulder, or we will communicate with that, and it's called intimacy choreography, actually. And if that is already stressing you out, but you still really want to go for one of those characters, I have a podcast episode all about intimacy choreography, and it has amazing information with somebody I interviewed who has their master's in this and does it in film and theater. And I'm telling you, if you are like worried about that at all, just go listen to it now. It gives you great tools. I'll teach them in class as well. But but it can help you get a little bit ahead of the game and help you in other shows and TV. And it's not only love relationships. Well, they're all love, hate, whatever, but it's that connection. And we also talk about parental relationships or friendship or romantic, all those different relationships are storytelling and important to learn in theater to, again, go back to what we were talking about in the beginning, be able to tell a story. That's right. Okay, now we have some of the funny characters. We got Scuttle, Sebastian, and Chef Louie. So Scuttle is the bird, the seagull. So he sings a solo. It's called Human Stuff. It's Human Stuff. That's from the Broadway version, and it's actually like a big, huge tap number too. So we might do tap dancing, we might not. If Scuttle knows how to tap dance, might have a huge tap solo, and that would be super cool, but not a requirement. Okay, but that is certainly an option. Sebastian has a huge emotional roller coaster. He is the king's right-hand man, or fish, okay, Sebastian, right-hand fish, but sings a lot and then has a lot of acting scenes, needs to be very independent. It's a huge role. So we need to know that, that you can move, he's a crab, right? So he's got to be able to move quickly and stealthily and be here and then be there and be able to sing. There's a lot that goes with Sebastian, but he's also funny. So, and Sebastian has solos in Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl. Okay. Then we have Chef Louie. Chef Louie is a human. It's right after Poor Unfortunate Souls, and she loses her voice, and we go to the kitchen. He sings Les Poissons. Les Poissons, Les Poissons. Okay? So he's the chef, and it's when he's chasing around Sebastian. Or not chasing him around. He's cooking, and Sebastian is there, worried he's going to get cooked. All right. And it's a French song. Okay, so he's a French chef. His song is Les Poissons, spelled Lespoissons. But it is French and has to be a French accent because that's how the whole song goes. Then we have any step-out characters. So let's say I'm saying all these characters and you're like, oh, I don't know if any of those really fit me, or maybe I want a little solo, but I don't want that much responsibility. Then we say any role, or if you're really unsure, is then you'll sing Under the Sea. Under the Sea, and you'll sing it normal. You won't sing it in the. You'll sing it in your voice. You won't sing it. You don't need to sing it in any accents unless you have a specific accent you really want us to know about. But yeah, just your beautiful singing voice so we can hear if you know how to match pitch and your vocal range, and then personality through the singing as well. Okay, I did not say King Triton. King Triton, he has a lot of, it's a strong acting role, but it doesn't, I don't know if he has any solos at all. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't mean we won't change that, but we don't have specific singing things. So for King Triton, we will still hear everybody sing as long as you're okay with that. And then if you're not sure, King Triton, just sing Under the Sea. Okay. But if you're going for that, you might be looking at Grimsby. That's kind of that like adult role. There are other special step outs that I said you could sing Under the Sea. And that's like, there's the Seahorse. The Seahorse is King Triton's aide, announcer, something like that. Then Carlotta is the assistant she's like the maiden to Ariel when she's a human. And so she has to speak a lot because Ariel doesn't speak. So she has to carry the conversation and keep it interesting with somebody who's not speaking back. And she's like, hello. Okay. But still has to get her ready and stuff. Then there's a pilot that is a person on the ship in the beginning, has lines on page 1 through 6, then again on page 36 through 39. So he's in with the human crowd. There's princesses. We haven't decided if the Mer sisters are going to be the princesses in the ending or if they're going to stay Mer sisters. So there are the princesses who are the human princesses who have lines on pages 84 to 88. Then we have the Merce sisters. We've talked about them. They'll be singing She's in Love, and a lot of personality. Yeah, they have a lot of sass. Merce sisters, Sebastian, Flounder. Flounder's the yellow and blue fish, if you can't remember, who's usually kind of a scaredy cat. And then Ariel, and because Ariel always brings Flounder along, she's like, "Come on, Flounder," and then he follows. So they're best buds. Prince Eric, Ursula the villain, Flotsam and Jetsam, Scuttle, and Grimsby. Okay, now I have a note at the bottom of this page that I said you do have access to. It's the breakdown, the audition breakdown. And the note says, I'm going to read it to you because I found it important. So, before coming to your audition, please mark minimum of 2 specific pages in your script using page tabs or sticky notes or bookmark. Well, bookmark could fall out. Yeah. But something, post-it note. At the first rehearsal, when you come, we will go over every character, their songs, and but it's up to you to decide what you'd like to sing and who you want to read for. If you haven't chosen specific selections, you'll be asked to sing the designated step out song and perform the highlighted acting side, which means you'll sing Under the Sea, which is great. Okay, remember that's kind of like the default. If you don't know what to sing, if you walk in and say, "I don't know," then we'll say sing Under the Sea, and we're going to push play right where we all practiced. Okay, and that, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody here. It doesn't look like it. Chef Louis. Then so it's a big cast, and then we also need big ensemble numbers as well. There's ensemble in almost every single song. So in case you're like, well, I want to be this character, but I still want to be in this song, that is totally possible because it's an awesome show with a lot of opportunities. Yeah, lagoon animals, sea chorus, seahorse, sailors. That's what you need to know here. So finally, when you're working on it, what I was just saying is you need to mark your book with 2 pages. And what I mean is, after we've given you the material and you're singing through it at home, you should start to realize which parts you like, or you're like, oh, I sound better singing this. If you're not sure what you sound better singing, then say, hey, someone, listen to me. What sounds better? Should I do this one or this one? I bet you they can tell. Even if you're a parent right now and you're like, I have no idea, I don't know anything about singing. You're still a normal human being who has heard music, who has seen a show or a movie maybe. So you can see if your child looks comfortable or where they're struggling. Okay? So just go with whatever they're most comfortable with. It's day 1. We're going to teach them and mold them to be amazing for the performance, but for the audition, we just want them to feel as confident as they can. And the way they can do that is by being decisive and being prepared. So you can be prepared by saying, okay, I'm going to go out for Scuttle. So that means I'll be singing human stuff. So I'm going to mark my page. I think it's page 11. I was right. Page 11, human stuff. I'm going to put a post-it here. And then I'm going to put another post-it, probably a different color, where he has his lines that I want to do the acting scene for. Okay. Sometimes with the acting scenes, we might do exactly what you wanted, or we might mix it up and have you read for different characters, because we can see a lot of different things from that. And you get different opportunities of reading with different students, and it also has to do with who you're in the room with. So if you wanted to read page 11, but maybe it works better to do page 31, we just might do that in the room. And unless you really worked on something and you specifically need to do a really specific page, you can communicate that with us. But if you've already read, usually you read a few things, so it's good to look at a few other things ahead of time. Okay, finally, and we're going to end on this note. Now, you're here with me, you've stuck this long. When you get a role, when you get a bigger role, a lead, a role with lines, solos, it actually requires homework. It requires work outside of the classroom. It does. And so part of part of that is I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm new to a theater group, so I'm not going to get a lead." That is completely, I mean, maybe that's not true at CFPA. Anybody can always get a lead if you like come showing us that you can do it. Okay. And one of the ways you can do that is by doing your homework ahead of time. Because when you get a lead role, you have homework to do. I even feel, I'm sorry, but that's the truth behind it. There's no way you're going to memorize everything in the room there and then still get up and learn the blocking and the choreography. Like if you're playing Sebastian, the role is just too big. You absolutely have to do homework. So if memorizing comes easy to you, then it'll be easier. It might not take you as long, but there's still homework to be done. We are very impressed when you're off book early on. One of the fastest shows that we've had off book was Frozen. Okay, Frozen Junior. Good job, cast of Frozen Junior. And I kudos to these girls, but I think because the leads, they were off book so quickly, so then everybody else felt the pressure to get off book as fast as possible as well. So that to me stood out. We were able to educate more and push and do different things and try different things because they knew their material. If we're on week 8 and you're like, line, and never really knowing the words, knowing the script, then we can only get so far, and the show can only get so far. So when we're casting, we pay attention to who's willing to put in the work. Because if you have come in and you've watched the movie, if you've listened to the music, if you are familiar a little bit with the characters, that we know, right? You don't have to have it memorized, but to know that before we've even started class, you've put in a little bit of extra time, that means you're gaining our trust. You are gaining our trust, and trust goes a long way. If we trust you in a role, it means we believe that we don't have to harp on you and be like, well, have you learned this yet? Can you do this yet? We know that you'll come back knowing the part, which then makes you a better leader, makes us better, makes the whole cast better, because you as the lead should first of all be a leader because you've been put in the position of leadership. So then you are leading by example, and it shows that you're doing what you have to do to succeed in the role. If you don't do the homework, you won't. There's no way you'll succeed in the role, because you won't learn your lines in time, and then you're going to be struggling. And we don't want you to struggle, because then it's not fun. It's less fun when we're struggling, when we don't know our lines, when you feel like you're going to cry because you're overwhelmed. That's not great. And that's not a situation we want to put you in either. We want to make sure you're having fun, that you can be set up for success. So by showing us that you can do that ahead of time, gains our trust. There you go. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me. I hope this VIP video on audition information for the Little Mermaid Junior was helpful, and we wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and can't wait to see you at auditions.